Shots are fired.
Who shoots the shots that are fired?
Michael Boatwright.
And who does he shoot?
Triple X.
Where does he shoot him from? What side of the car?
Driver.
So if Triple X is in the driver's seat and Michael Boatwright is in the driver's side, the shots are coming onto Triple X's left side or right side? Which side?
Left side.
Okay.
Last week, the trial for the murderers of Xxxtentacion began, as X was gruesomely killed in June of 2018 while attempting to buy a motorcycle at Arriva Motorsports in Florida. The sudden and senseless death of X adds to the list of young black artists losing their life to a robbery gone wrong. The four accused suspects in this trial are Robert Allen, Michael Boatwright, Dedrick Williams, and Trayvon Newsome, all being charged with first-degree murder and armed robbery. Now, Robert Allen has switched sides and has joined the truth-telling team and agreed to take a plea deal which will help him avoid a life sentence. According to Robert Allen, the three other individuals and him made the decision to rob X based on opportunity and not being paid by Drake to kill him, which is the narrative being pushed by the other defense. Allen reportedly had the least involvement in the crime and actually only got $5,000 from the $50,000 they stole from X. Hence the reason he snitched. There was even video footage of them walking into the dealership to scope the area out before they barricaded X into the parking lot and took his life. The $50,000 was divided unequally, giving everybody else $15,000, but leaving Robert with only $5,000. Now, Robert gave a 40-minute plus confession explaining how Dedrick rented the vehicle and how Michael Boatwright was the person who shot and killed X. There were a few rappers who somehow ended up involved in this case from past beefs with X and things of that nature, such as Drake, the Migos, 6ix9ine, as they were all listed as potential witnesses. With Drake actually being summoned to court with a deposition, which simply means an out-of-court testimony, the deposition comes from Drake subliminally mentioning X in his song I'm Upset, saying SMX, Triple X, that's the only time I ever shoot below the neck. Why you keep on shooting if you know that nigga dead? That's the only kind of shit that get you some respect. Now, Drake's lawyers are actually appearing in court today to have this deposition removed, as one of the state's own suspects and witnesses, Robert Allen, admitted they have never been in contact with Drake. Let me explain something. Once someone in your camp is going to testify against you, it's in your best interest to truly plead guilty. The prosecution found pictures of Michael Boatwright flexing $100 bills, and the photo was taken after the X robbery, where Allen claimed that Boatwright lived with him and was poor and didn't ever have any money until after this incident. Considering that this is a murder that happened to a major rapper in Florida, there's a very high chance that the three suspects left will get life in prison and potentially face a death penalty. We have someone who's a part of their operation, Robert Allen, telling the feds everything that happened. Then they have visual footage on the camera showing that they were all at the scene at the time this incident allegedly happened. The multiple defense attorneys in this trial are doing their best to provide reasonable doubt, as that's their job, such as mentioning how the Migos group and Xxxtentacion didn't really get along, as well as the Drake reference where he subliminally mentioned X in a song. The step-uncle of X was in the car with him during the robbery as he ran out, leaving X behind when they were ambushed, and he also spoke about what happened in court and how it happened all so fast, and how none of these so-called rappers that quote-unquote had beef with X were responsible or had anything to do with this incident. This incident was simply four young, opportunistic guys riding around in Broward County, Florida, looking to hit a lick, and my question was it all worth it? They killed one of the biggest rappers at the time out of Florida, then self-snitched by posting himself on the internet with the money. They're making the situation too easy for the prosecution. Too easy. Then the suspects went as far as to taunt the great youth truth teller Robert Allen for telling the truth in court, as if they'd intentionally give him the short end of the stick, only $5,000. I guarantee you, everyone who commits a crime never thinks that they'll get caught. These guys pursued and followed X into the store like we're not in 2023 with CCTV cameras everywhere and tried to rob him at the exact same spot. The death of X didn't only destroy his career, but the careers of those around him in his rap group, members only. The only artist to see real success out of the group was Ski Mask Slump God, and the rest of them sort of just faded out. When it comes to committing crime, if you must do it by yourself. But nobody likes doing it by themselves because as big as the reward, the risk is all on you. A lot of times, that becomes a downfall of other people because they pick someone who wants to do the crime but not do the time. This trial is getting national attention due to involving the death of a major rapper, which really makes you think, is being a rapper the most dangerous career? Xxxtentacion was 20 years old when he died, very young, and at that age, you still view yourself as normal, a regular person, even though you have some money, but you're still in the same environment. X seemed to have a promising career. He was getting booked at major events such as Rolling Loud Miami and really gained a cult audience. For the many hip-hop fans tuned into this trial, we would like to see the people responsible for his death held accountable. These 4 suspects were on a mission to get this money, and when X wasn't going, they went in for it and took his life and did what they had to do to get it. Even years after X, we still continue to lose more people. Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, P&B Rock, and the list continues. All this senseless violence because certain individuals want stuff that other people have. They say money is the root of all evil, but by examining the events led up to X's death, this may be true. The Adam 22 betrayal of House Phone. Now recently, No Jumper, one of the most popping hip-hop West Coast platforms, has turned into a bit of a free-for-all. Now No Jumper's founder, Adam 22, is currently under fire for having a tranny guest on their platform that made insinuations that he had sexual involvements with House Phone. Now, according to House Phone, none of these actions ever happened. And worst case scenario, if they did, Adam, as the owner of the No Jumper brand, has the right to say this interview isn't going out, but he didn't. Now, Adam tried to downplay the situation and play the blame game, saying the editor didn't take out the clip, however, he was sorry. But this is just complete foolishness because we all know Adam runs the brand and he gets the final say. The video respectfully shouldn't have even made it to the editor and should have been deleted from the camera as soon as the guest left. This situation with Adam 22 becomes a serious problem when it's clear that he values clicks and views over being loyal to his brothers. House Phone has been a part of the No Jumper cast since 2016. That's going on 7 years, and House Phone has lost many connections sticking up for Adam. Throughout the years, whether it was the culture vulture slander, the way that Adam handled certain situations, for House Phone, it's like, I've always had your back, even when you were blatantly wrong, and you don't have the decency to not put out an interview that will question my sexual orientation to the world and just make life permanently difficult for me. Let me paint the picture. House Phone is one of the most loyal supporters of No Jumper, essentially a background of the No Jumper brand, who got his integrity destroyed on the internet for 40 to 50k views? The No Jumper antics have gotten out of hand. Prior to this, Adam was upset with House Phone for not showing him to No Jumper because he had to take care of his sick mother. What really set House Phone off was during the conversation, House Phone brought up a time where Adam made a joke about his dad beating his mother almost to death when he was a child. Now to me, I don't care what tone or manner that joke was said in, that would never be funny.